promoting hate speech, white supremacists, and the accusation is your algorithms actually promote this kind of stuff and that harms society. And so, therefore, you should be liable for it. And the government can do something. There's no question about it. The government can make it more difficult for, in fact, any of these companies to operate the way they have. This is happening in Europe. But let me tell you the reality of this. Facebook ought to be nailed for the damage they do to society. And look at what happened on January 6th. But for Facebook, the inclusion of traditionalists, the attack on the Capitol would not have been as serious if you didn't have as many people. Now, that's across tracks, et cetera, and so on. So there's some argument there that Facebook said, come on, even if we were around, obviously this would have happened. Makes sense. So let me get into the reality of its legal liability.
Why?
The accusation by the whistleblower financial funding that the company pays profits before the safety of its users. Let me tell you, that companies are supposed to show profits. And when you talk about the safety of its users, that's pretty tenuous. Legally, if you're looking for Facebook to have liability for that, the safety of its users, that's big picture stuff. That's really not going to go any place. So where is Facebook going to be nailed, if at all? It's going to be nailed by the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, which is a federal agency that oversees public companies. Whistleblowers have filed non-complaint to the SEC against Facebook, and they're looking at a full selection of internal documents. And here's the legal argument. Here's where the liability is. They're arguing, and the government may argue that the SEC, that Facebook misled investors. There's the liability. With a rosier picture of the company that the company knew to be true. Based on that allegation, and if the SEC decides that's the case, and by the way, the power the SEC has is unbelievable. They can impose big fines for misleading investors and impose restrictions on corporate leaders, take away a lot of the power. And the SEC has even declined to say whether an open investigation. But even just announcing that an investigation has been opened is problematic. Because you've got, now the deposition starts of the top executives and people who write the algorithms. And that becomes problematic because it all becomes public. And the Facebook could argue proprietary information, and I'll tell you the SEC is going to say that's just too bad. And maybe they'll make some accommodation for proprietary information, but it's going to blow right open. Now, the problem is, the other issue is the regulators would have to prove that the information revealed by Hagen or turned up in an investigation could have changed trading or voting decisions by shareholders. That is the second part of it. Shareholders had to be deceived that it would have changed how shareholders viewed the company, viewed the value of the company. That is it. Of course, Facebook has dismissed all the claims. They said, we have made all the disclosures to the SEC, so you're dreaming. And the lawyers who are opening up, who are pushing for the SEC, they work for Whistleblower, a nonprofit. And they're asking the SEC to focus on whether Zuckerberg and other executives misrepresented the company completely to shareholders, journalists, lawmakers in public statements. You didn't tell the truth about your value. You didn't tell the truth about your algorithms, what you did, and if shareholders knew, then your company would not be as valuable as it is. There's the misrepresentation. And if you don't think that's a big one, that's a big one. The rules of corporations, public corporations, relative to the SEC, the rules are minute, You have to follow them to the letter. A company violates those restrictions, gets hit big time. As a matter of fact, in 2019, the SEC reached a $100 million settlement with Facebook. Why? Accusations that the company kept investors in the dark about a data privacy breach. They should have told them about a privacy breach, which they kept public. And then the argument was, had shareholders known, the value of the company would be decreased. And the SEC came back, okay, $100 million. They settled for $100 million. And the biggest single accusation, according to a former SEC lawyer, is that the company inflated its strength. That's a big no-no. So there's your liability. It's not going to be criminal. It's not going to be shut down, and the Senate can do whatever the hell it wants. That's not going to affect Facebook. The SEC coming down on Facebook. That's a different one. Rent relief in Southern California. There's tons of money out there, but there are people that are not applying. And I mean a lot of people. What's going on? I'll share that story with you when we come back. And also when we come back, a chance to win some money. So don't go away. This is Kfi Am 640. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Fire has damaged an abandoned commercial building that used to be a school in Covina. The LA County Fire Department says the structure caught on fire about 3 this morning. It took crews about 3 hours to put it out. The top Democrat in the Senate thinks the deal on President Biden's spending bill is close. Chuck Schumer says negotiations seem to be nearing an end. And MasterCard's about to give holders a choice between redeemable points and digital currency. The credit card company says customers could get cryptocurrency, which will give them a digital asset that can grow or shrink in value. We're looking at your ride on the 10 with EKFI in the sky next.
So many of our listeners have entrusted Sweet James, accident attorneys, in their time of need after being injured in an accident, and you know why. In the moments and days following an accident, people don't know what to do or who to turn to. Your life has changed, you're in pain, you might not be able to drive or work. The worst part is the insurance company that promises to protect you will try to pay you the least amount possible for your injury. The team at Sweet James will not let this happen. They'll help you get the medical care you need and help you get your life back on track. While their award-winning attorneys work on your behalf to get you the most amount of money possible, you pay nothing until they win your case. If you or someone you love is hurt in an accident, call Sweet James at 800-500-5200, 800-500-5200, or sweetjames.com.
Is finding the right candidate slowing you down? Cut straight to You're Hired with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in the same place. To find your next great hire, visit Indeed.com/credit.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny with highs from the mid-60s to right at 70. This report is brought to you by Indeed.com. Now we've got a crash on the 10.
Well, we sure do. We got a couple. I'm going to warn you about now. Both of these could just throw you off schedule. Listen up. First, coming through Ontario from Walnut, we couldn't get out there. Low clouds over Ontario, which is kind of weird, but we'll go with CHP. Westbound San Bernardino Freeway around Indian Hill or Gary. 2 separate crashes, actually, with first and third, so a lot going on. Fire department, CHP, all helping out. Now, it's really starting to back up things. The westbound 10 is really getting more like stop and stop. Coming away from 4th Street, so that's a serious delay. Quick look at the West 16, the West 210, pretty good from the 15 over to the 57, but there's more problems. We're surfing over right now. Excuse me, there's a problem westbound, and just before the 605 at Baldwin Park, but Freeway Service Patrol appeared out of nowhere, and they're pulling it off the freeway right now. And it's doing a very difficult drive coming off Kellogg Hill. Once you get past this, things are a little bit better. You go to the 605, it's kind of busy, that's for sure. Coming away from the 60 down to the 105, but so far, all lanes open. Injured in an accident. Visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Barr, KFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by Newsy, the only free 24/7 over-the-air news network. Get your news with Newsy, the only 24/7 news network that's free, using your TV's digital antenna or your favorite streaming device. Newsy is the essential, relevant journalism you've been searching for. Call it facts without the opinion. Learn more at newsy.com.
You know, most people think that varicose veins are just embarrassing. They're just a cosmetic issue. Hey, especially when you're young. You should know that if left untreated, varicose veins can cause ulcers, infections, and even dangerous blood clots.
West Medical specializes in the most advanced, minimally invasive air-sustained treatments available, and it's covered by most PPO insurances. So call 1-800-WEST-MED or westmedical.com to set up a free consultation with a vein expert today. Hi, we're Hope. Meet Dr. Gerald Pearlstein. He's a thoracic surgeon at the Hope Family Cancer Institute who loves the outdoors and hiking. He's also a leader in robotic-assisted surgery who trains other surgeons nationwide. Dr. Pearlstein would love to get to know you and is ready to make a positive difference in your family's life. Get to know Hope. Visit hopehealth.org and find your physician today.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. What does solar mean for your future? Well, that depends on whether your solar is Sunlux Solar. Sunlux Solar means you've unshackled your home from the rising cost of electricity. Sunlux Solar means uninterrupted power during blackouts or natural disasters. It means no more dependence on gasoline because your home fuels your car. Sunlux Solar means saving tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the system. I design homes. I know just how much is riding on your solar. That's why I partner with Sunlux, because Sunlux is solar done right. The most comprehensive warranty of the industry, 5-star customer service, critical partnerships with industry leaders like Tesla and LG. With Sunlux, it's a partnership for your home's future, and that future is just a click away at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374.
I'm attorney Darren Kavanoki from 1-800-NO-CUFFS. Can you do the alphabet backwards? Z, Y, X, W, V. Yeah, try doing that by the side of the road. So if you get pulled over, don't wing it. Call us at 1-800-NO-CUFFS. Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month per line. No contracts, no added taxes or fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60% with Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999 or visit a store near you. Offer valid for new customers on 2+ unlimited lines. Spectrum Internet required. Savings based on 2 line comparison of unlimited plans from major national carriers as of 9/2021. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
How are those Solar Max panels treating you?
I love it. I went with Solar Max years ago. I just wish I went sooner with all the money I saved.
Right now you can get from Solar Max Tesla 420 panels and Powerwalls for $79.96 per month and 0 down.
Dial pound 250 and say Solar Max or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on food price. CSLB number 97204.
Hi, Mary Andrews here for my friends at Cuddly. Each year, 6.5 million animals enter rescue centers looking for a second chance at life. The community on Cuddly helps these underdogs win. Cuddly champions animal rescues and makes it easy for you to donate essential items like food, toys, medication, and even surgery to the animal of your choice. Log on to Cuddly.com and learn how you can save a furry friend today.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering a low 15-year fixed rate at 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Second chances don't come often, and you may never see these rates again. So refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed rate at 1.875%. Yes, 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Financing law. Number 603-377. An equal opportunity lender. Rate subject to change. May not be available rate law. Discount rate apply. Subject to credit approval. Call 800-500-1448 for additional cost information.
The government shouldn't be telling people what to do. That can't hold in all cases. We can't make that generic statement 100%. There should be no laws against killing people. We're stealing crap.
We're doing that, aren't we? They're not regulating sex.
John and Ken, weekdays at 2
They are regulating gender-neutral toy shows.
on KFI.
Hey, we're back. Bill Handel, Morning Crew. And Tuesday, October 26th. I want to remind you, and it's not raining today, although it was pouring yesterday. Before we continue on with the show, your chance to win some bucks.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000.
Text the nationwide keyword
Pay, P-A-Y,
to 200-200.
you'll get a confirmation text and info.
Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest.
That's pay to 200-200.
If you win, you'll get a phone call from a number you do not recognize. You have to answer it. We do this every single day, Monday through Friday, 20 minutes after the hour between 5:20 a.m., 7:20 p.m. Then in this hour, hey, there's next hour. 14 times a day we do this. Now let's move on to rent relief. And here in Southern California, I mean, there is a lot of money for rent relief. Problem is, not enough people are applying for it. And the people that are not applying for it, who are eligible, which is basically everybody, are the people that need it the most. And who am I talking about? Well, for the most part, Latinos, poor Latinos, working in service businesses, who, for the most part, were put out of work because the work they did were the ones that were most affected by the pandemic. I mean, if you're working in a high-tech industry, or, for example, the sales folks here, they work at home. Doesn't matter, in front of the computer, and that's the other problem. So, not enough people are applying for help. The U.S. Census Bureau just came out with some estimates on survey data. More than 550 LA area households are behind on their rent. Half a million households, more than that, are behind on their rent. You know how many have not applied? Over half of those. Almost 300,000 have not applied who are eligible. So what's stopping tenants from seeking rent relief? Well, there are a few reasons. And if you look at it and go, yeah, that makes sense, perfect storm. First of all, the language barrier. Most of the people I'm talking about don't speak English, they can't. You've got the digital divide. A lot of these people are not particularly sophisticated when it comes to computers. And you need a computer to do this because this is all online application. You've got reluctance for a lot of these the illegal, undocumented folks who simply don't want to fill out a government form for fear of being nailed by the government and being deported. And a lot of them just don't even know about the program, to the point where the state is spending $24 million just to spread the word about rent relief and try to overcome those barriers. Now keep in mind, this is not the program to pay rent relief. This is just to tell these folks about rent relief, and that's $24 million. Now, an assemblyman, Miguel Santiago out of Los Angeles, and his district is a good part working class, Boyle Heights, which is lower economic group of people, particularly Hispanics. And he said, yeah, it's merited. Hesitation is merited. A lot of it also is because, and this is the blame, President Trump, who made being illegal more of a crime than it is a crime. Because he brought in a moral aspect to this and just was not a big fan of the undocumented. And so you've got immigration as one reason. I mean, there are people, there's a story in the LA Times, and I can't go through it because it's, we don't have the time. But it's the guy who's been in the country for 35 years, and he's illegal, doesn't have the papers. And as a matter of fact, there is someone who works at my house who comes to the house to work, who's Hispanic, and I had no idea. Been in the country 25 years. I mean, obviously speaks perfect English, Hispanic accent, but perfect English. I just found out there are no papers there. So he can't leave the country to go visit family. He'll never come back. And so you've got a big population of folks who are not applying for rent relief, and need it. And the people who need it the most. So let's go through what's happening in the state. Statewide eviction protections expired last month. No longer protected from eviction unless you've already applied for rent relief and it's under review. If the application is in You're protected from eviction through next March. So that's the program with rent relief that's going on. It's a mess. Another aspect of the pandemic. You got unintended consequences? Not particularly, but look at the people who need it the most and aren't getting it. But then that's cyclical. How many times have we said this is not a good place to be poor or not speak English? Even though we talk about the diversity of the United States, if you don't speak English, it's a tough one. It really is. State workers being vaccinated, unvaccinated. And, California literally is not testing. Half of the workers required to be tested. That's a story that I want to share with you coming right up. Kfi Am 640, let's check in with Jericho Jones.
A man's been arrested for allegedly plowing through a crowd of vaccine mandate protesters in Palmdale.
LA County Sheriff's officials say at least one woman was injured when a man drove his Jeep Wrangler into the group who was protesting against vaccine mandates. Deputies were called to the scene Saturday afternoon, and the injured woman was taken to a hospital and released a short time later. The man got away, but deputies say about 90 minutes later, they found him and booked him on $50,000 bail. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
News is brought to you by Applied General Agency. The LAPD and LA School Districts are investigating an alleged sexual assault at a high school in West LA. It's alleged to have happened last week at Hamilton High and potentially involved several students in the boys' bathroom. Companies that use the ports of LA and Long Beach could start paying a late fee for containers waiting to be hauled away. Starting November 1st, companies will be charged $100 per day per container, depending on the mode of transportation used to haul away the containers. Officials say they hope the charge will help relieve some pressure on storage at the terminals. A study at UCLA suggests breastfeeding may protect the brain against diseases like Alzheimer's. Assistant Professor Molly Fox says the study shows women over 50 who had breastfed performed far better on cognitive tests.
We are excited about this finding because of the possibility that breastfeeding could be protective for brain health later in life.
Fox says many studies have found benefits from breastfeeding for the baby, but not many have looked at the benefits for the mothers. And environmental experts say the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere hit a record high last year. ABC's Inez de la Cuchara says the World Meteorological Organization has released its annual report about the dangerous gases.
Concentration of carbon dioxide, the most important greenhouse gas, is now 149% at the pre-industrial level in 1750 when human activity started disrupting Earth's natural equilibrium.
The report also says the economic slowdown from the pandemic didn't have a real impact on the greenhouse gas levels. Let's take a look at your drive on the 91.
All right, now good. Now we're circling over a problem that's on the eastbound. The 91 is coming through Cerritos, if you will, but East 91 before Norwalk Boulevard. That's east of the 605. As I speak to you, all lanes are shut down now. We're watching a couple of CHP officers try and clear stuff out of the carpool lane. They've got one car up to the shoulder now, one more to go. So again, all lanes are blocked here for the moment, and the backup is right to the 605. Now some real serious problems coming through Pomona. Listen up. Westbound 10 around Gallery, around the fairgrounds. Carpool left line. At times all there to clear. It should be that way for about another hour. Very complicated crash. Backup through 4 to westbound 210. The West 60 are slightly better. Slightly. You're seeing morning drive slow. But from the 1557, I think they'll help you out. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Barrock, KFI in the sky.
The LA Kings were blanked on the ice by the St. Louis Blues. The score there 3-0. The Ducks will get the Winnipeg Jets today at 7. And the game everybody's watching. World Series Game 1, the Astros will put Framber Valdez on the mound against the Braves when Game 1 of the World Series starts today at 5 Pacific time. Atlanta's going with Charlie Morton. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Ah, girl, thank you. You're a lifesaver. No problem. George something with my car. I love a new car like yours. Actually, it's not new. It's a Toyota certified used car. Wow, looks new. That's great. Well, that's because Toyota inspects from top to bottom. Gives you great warranty. And, it's a Toyota. Mind dropping me off at a Toyota dealer? Good move.
The best new cars do make the best used cars. And now, get 1.99 APR on any used Camry, Corolla, RAV4, or any of the Prius family. Along with a 160-point inspection, you get a 12-month or 12,000-mile limited comprehensive warranty and 7 years of roadside assistance from the date of purchase. For all warranties, see dealer for details. Not all customers will qualify. Limited term financing through Toyota Financial Services. Must take delivery from Toyota Certified Used Vehicle Dealer stock by midnight November 1st. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
SoCal weather from KFI. A mostly sunny day ahead with highs just in the mid-60s to right around 70. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Checking things off of your DMV to-do list is now a lot faster because now the DMV has made it even easier to take care of tasks online. It all starts there. Maybe you need to get your vehicle registration renewed or transfer a title. You can get it all done online from the comfort of your couch. So if you have DMV tasks, save yourself some time and get them done online. dmv.ca.gov. Ready when you are.
Have you been thinking about selling your house? If you have, I know somebody who wants to buy it. The fine folks at opendoor.com. See, Open Door is the new fashioned way to sell your home. I just wish I'd known about Open Door a couple of years ago when we sold our home, because opendoor.com really cuts out all the stressful parts of selling your house. I'm talking about the prep work. You're not going to have to do all those repairs yourself or have people tromp in through your house for the showing. All you do is go to opendoor.com, answer some really easy questions about your house, like how many bathrooms, bedrooms, square footage, that sort of thing. Then they take your information, compare it to houses in the neighborhood, and within just a few minutes, they give you a real competitive offer. So I tried the process. I wanted to see how it worked. I was shocked by the offer that opendoor.com gave me because it was way more than I expected. So sell your home the new fashioned way. At opendoor.com/myoffer, you'll know how much you're going to get, you can close when you are ready, and you can do everything online at opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokers, Inc., license number 020-61130 in California, and Open Door Brokers, LLC, in its other markets. Sell your home the new fashioned way at opendoor.com/myoffer.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special. At Ralph's, we get a huge selection of high-quality meat on top of fresh, natural produce, like fresh, never-frozen prime-grade beef and our super organic Brussels sprouts, or delicious king crab legs with our private salty tornado potatoes. Oh, look at that, doubly fresh. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with cards. Ralph, fresh for everyone.
Termite problems? Search PacificCoastTermite.com or call 800-PACIFIC.
You know, for the past 10 years, you have generously given the Catalina's Club, raising millions of dollars and hundreds of tons of food. But here's the thing about hunger. It doesn't end with one meal. You've got kids, so they can eat every day. And KFI remains committed to keeping those children fed. Pastathon 2021, our 11th annual, is coming soon. Join us on Giving Tuesday, November 30th, on KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
AM 640, Bill Handel here on a Tuesday morning, October 26th. No more rain, but yesterday was a doozy. Northern California was hit with the largest and most destructive storm in general that has ever been reported. Man, we know climate change is really affecting us. The only difference is, or the only thing that we should pay attention to is the fact that the scientists were wrong. It happened way quicker than they anticipated. Back we go, and this is a story about the vaccine. This has become such a big story, and I'm one of those people that just don't understand. I just don't understand what the reluctance is to get vaccinated. There are, I guess, some legitimate reasons, and that is it hasn't been tested long enough. We don't know the long-term effects. Just tell me what long-term is. Have yet to get that answer from anybody. What is long-term? That's for starters, and then the rest of it is the DNA and what the government is doing. So now we have mandates. California mandates, LAUSD mandates, LA County mandates. And to give you an idea of what's happening, so what are these mandates about? Either you get vaccinated and show proof of vaccination, or you're tested every week, twice a week, whatever. So in terms of the people that are fully vaccinated, for example, yesterday we talked about this, California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Fewer than a third of the employees have provided proof they're fully vaccinated. We know how many actually are vaccinated, but fewer than a third have provided proof, which incidentally is required. So you've got 6,700 employees who are not vaccinated or have not given the information. All right, 6,700. So you've got to test them because they're not vaccinated or they simply said we're not going to provide the status. Cal Fire is testing 75 employees. The DMV, where 59% of the employees are fully vaccinated, we've got 3,600 unvaccinated staffers across the state who are required to be tested weekly. Okay, so let's start testing. 3,600 unvaccinated, 411 are actually being tested. So this goes on, and some departments aren't even reporting vaccination rates or testing information at all. So it is a god-awful mess. Now, why is it such a mess? Because you've got a bureaucracy now in terms of who is responsible for accepting the results of vaccination and where do you store this and how is it reported. And I mean, that's not in the system yet. And then as far as the testing is concerned, who pays for it, how often, who compiles that information, because counties, cities, states are different. And so we haven't even gotten there. And it's important that we get there. And implementing Newsom's mandate, the state mandate, is coming at a time that at least workplaces across the country are imposing deadlines, where the leadership here is not so much government, but private industry. You've got American Airlines. Hey, either you are vaccinated or you're out. And people are, number one, either getting fired or they're quitting, retiring, and simply saying, I'd rather not have my job than be forced to vaccinate. And then there are companies that don't even want to deal with testing because it's expensive, who pays for it, where do they go? And they're just saying, we don't want to deal with it. You go get vaccinated. Or you show a legitimate medical exemption. And if you're not willing to do one of those two, we don't want to hear it. California, as a matter of fact, for example, when kids go to school, they don't want to hear religious beliefs or personal beliefs. Just don't want to hear it. No, thank you. Either you have a medical exemption or you get vaccinated. The kids get vaccinated. It's not complicated. And that's what a lot of companies are doing. And so what you have are public entities where it's simply not working very well. For example, let's go back to California. Newsom had an August 2 deadline for California government workers to get vaccinated or to show and also it's this crackpot idea of personal belief, religious belief. I guess that's just crazy, but because it's too easy to argue that and then you're out of there. But here's what happened. You've got a deadline, August 2, for the California government workers, completely ignored, without any consequences. 66% of state employees provided proof they are vaccinated. Now in California, let's compare the general population statewide. 74% of residents 18 and older are fully vaccinated, inoculated. So you've got 66% of the state employees versus 74% of the general population. What does that tell you? It tells you that the system is not working, and it will be because there may be another surge. Now, it's not going to be nearly as bad because when you have as many people vaccinated, then, and it's still 250,000 people a day are being vaccinated across the U.S. When surges happen and the FDA approves and has approved the vaccine, people just tend to sign up. Because there was a whole group of people that said, the reason I'm not being vaccinated is because the FDA hasn't approved this yet. And I'll wait until the FDA has approved it. Now, of course, a percentage of those are now saying, well, I don't care what the FDA says. But there's a good chunk of people who went ahead and were vaccinated, got their vaccination. So it's not easy. I think you're going to, as I want to repeat, I think where you're going to see the biggest increase in the number of people who get shot up, who get jabbed in the arm, is going to be private industry. That is where it's going to go. You're going to see more and more companies saying, hey, vaccine, no thank you. And there are going to be some companies, and I think they can do it, forget about your religious beliefs. The court has not yet determined you have a fundamental right to argue your religious belief to not get vaccinated, which, by the way, that argument is going to fail. I guarantee you that argument will fail. Well, freedom of religion. Hey, not when it comes to public health and pandemics and people dying. No, that is an exemption to the freedom of religion argument. The U.S., well, part of, let me go into another direction coming up in the next 7. And it has to do with the plan, Biden's social network plan, the Democrats' plan. And that has to do with paid leave, maternity leave, family leave. And there's a whole controversy. And then I'm going to give you a fact that you're going to go, really? And it all has to do with America. We're coming back. KFI AM 640, and let's check in with Jennifer Jones, please.
Tesla's become the 6th company in the U.S. to be worth more than $1 trillion. Tesla hit the milestone shortly after its partnership with Hertz was announced yesterday. Company that wants to build a high-speed rail line between Victorville and Vegas is a step closer to extending the tracks to Rancho Cucamonga. Brightline West wants to build a connector line between Victorville and a proposed new station in Rancho Cucamonga, which would also connect passengers with existing lines in San Bernardino and Los Angeles. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans was rewarded for giving Tom Brady back his 600th touchdown football. The quarterback admits Byron Kennedy gave him a Bitcoin worth almost $63,000, plus $1,000 to use at the team store, along with an autographed jersey and helmet. We're looking at your ride with DKFI in the sky. Delays again on the 91 next.
Save big. Go Solar American Solar. Semper Solaris. Semper Solaris is your most known solar and battery storage contractor. Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper offers new AC systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar and declare your independence. No down, interest or payments till 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. $500 down loan coupon. $500 off for military, first responders, and healthcare workers. Call 877-211-5591. That's 877-211-5591. Or visit SemperSolaris.com.
Wow. 6% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Some restrictions apply. New customers only. Call us website for details. Expires 11/30/2021. CSW number 978-152.
Tired of the BS? We spent $500,000 on risk. Results $8 million for leg-injured motorcyclists.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny today with highs mid-60s to right at 70. This report is brought to you by iAccidentLawyer.com. Let's look at that ride again on the 91.
Well, you bet. The East on 90.